I'm just waiting for something really
Descending
bad to
deeper into the
happen.
building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
I don't like this. This is too freaky. Is it going to turn into a horror game now?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. I already know what happens here, so no thank you. Let's go this way.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
We've already been here.
What horrible secret did this
My
place
office.
hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Duck, goose.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
I just hit my mic.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
There's my office.
Co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place.
Damn, some of these
freedom
offices
meant nothing.
What's with the red screen there? Another one there. Man, this is weird. Ooh, doors.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been
And
under
yet it
someone's
was.
control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't
God, that's
accept
bright.
it. His own
That
life
is actually
in
quite bright.
someone else's control? Never. It was
Get me out of the
unthinkable,
cage.
wasn't it? Was it even possible?
I don't
Had
know.
he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Oh no. Not
But
the
here was
bottom
proof,
room.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Yes.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted?
Yes.
Control?
Yes.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were
it's just
supposed
big.
to let it go.
It's
Turn the
fine, man.
controls
I
off
like power.
and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
What?
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode,
What?
eliminating the entire complex.
What?
How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You
What?
are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires.
How?
This is much better than what I had
What's
in mind.
that?
What a shame
What
we
is
have
that?
so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. No time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
What do I have to do?
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you
What?
exactly what happened to them.
Wow.
I erased them. I
Erased
turned off the
them?
machine. I set you free. Of course, That was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
That's a bit mean, isn't it?
I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
This guy is really
This version
mean.
of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
Well, thank
These
you.
are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Yes.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you
I have
have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy.
This guy's a
wanted to
dick.
control this world, that's
Seriously, he's a
I'm
dick.
going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice.
I'm not sure.
Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second
Whoa,
of your
this is
inevitable
very
life
shaky.
from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Whoa! What happens? I'm afraid of what will happen. The end is near, the end is near, the end is near. Sorry, end is never. What? Okay.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Let's go left.
he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, let's just go left. Let's see what happens. Let's go left again.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I forgot what the password is. Ah, bugger.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began while Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Shut up!
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Peaceful sounds.
Feeling soothed and
Okay.
rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Wow, I can hover over. Interesting. Never done that before. Huzzah! Now, just gotta remember, when I come to the buttons, click off, not on. Because on, he wants to kill you. Off, something magical might happen. Although, he might also kill you. I don't know. He's quite devious, this one. He's, I don't know what's gonna happen exactly.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I do. Oh.
Now the monitors jumped to life. Their true nature
Took
revealed.
up
Each bore the
1474.
number of an
176,
employee
sorry.
in the building. Stanley's
Damn.
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Damn.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Ooh.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Mind
And as the
controls
cold
idle,
reality of his
awakening.
past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this...
Now what happens? What happens now? Is that it?
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
I bet it's fucking not.
Yes. He had won.
It
He had
is?
defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet,
And then he closes the door.
even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into
birds!
the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
Bird,
For it
more
was not
birds.
knowledge or even power that he had been
Tree.
seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Oh, damn,
No
I've got
longer would
goosebumps all
anyone
over me
tell
now.
him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
And then it goes blank and it starts again.
Stanley was happy.
Something's gonna happen, I know it is. This game's really weird. Oh, I beat the game. I bet you it's gonna start back again in the office. Bet you. I bet you it is. What did I say? Well, since I got the achievement for beating the game, I think that's it. I know there's like supposed to
All of
be
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Shut up. I know this game has multiple endings, but I think this is enough for me. This is really fun. It's well worth the £2 I spent for it. Although I think it's worth more than £2 because it's got so many endings. It's such a great game to pass the afternoon with. I recommend you buy it. I'll post a link in the description to the Steam page where you can buy it from. And just go have a blast. It's the best game, one of the best, funniest games out there. And as always, favourite, subscribe, and share if you want to, for a laugh. Oh.